At ATK Reviews, we spent the year testing a wide range of kitchen products, from everyday essentials to specialized tools. You can find all of our detailed reviews at americastestkitchen.com. But today, we want to give you a quick tour of our top picks.
We thought it would be fun to highlight some of the best and worst products we've come across, so you know what's worth adding to your kitchen.
Here's what you should look for in 2025, including a few things that surprised us.
Let's jump in.
First, panini presses. A good one can make crispy hot sandwiches, but a great one does so much more. You can grill vegetables or meats or even make bacon and pancakes and eggs. The Breville Serum Press is our top pick for 2025. It browns deeply, and the tall ridges make terrific grill marks. The ridges are angled, so food won't slide forward as you close the lid. The top floats rather than being attached at the back, so you can make a super thick sandwich. And best of all, it opens flat to use as a griddle. The controls are simple, and you can set each side to a different temperature. These roomy plates have ceramic nonstick coating. They flip to give you a ridged grill or a smooth griddle, and they're really easy to clean. You can even buy waffle plates separately, so it becomes a waffle iron. This was a top performer across the board at about $200. Surprisingly, we also loved this bargain model, the Dash Express Griddle. This actually kept pace with much pricier presses. It can't make grill marks and it can't handle really large food, but for just $20, it makes crisp sandwiches, fluffy omelets, it sears nicely, it's easy to clean, and it's just plain fun to use. You've probably noticed that flat top grills are all the rage, but you might not be quite ready to buy a whole second grill. Outdoor griddles are a great alternative because you can get that same flat top grill experience right on your existing gas or charcoal grill. Our top pick for 2025 is the Little Griddle Kettle Q. This is a stainless steel griddle that fits both round charcoal kettles and gas grills. It's a perfect way to get that flat top cooking experience. The Kettle Q has plenty of room for cooking, and because it sits up above the grill grate on crossbars, that allows the heat to circulate evenly and you don't get any hot spots. We tested it with everything from smash burgers and chicken burgers to pancakes, eggs, and bacon, and it cooked and browned food beautifully. It has a nice stainless steel surface, it's easy to clean, it's got a grease trap, it's got a little backstop so your burgers and pancakes don't fly off the back. It was really easy to use. It's nice and sturdy, but it only weighs 7 pounds and it fits in your sink to clean it up. For less than $70, this little griddle is great. Next up, wine savers. You know, if you've ever opened a bottle of wine and didn't finish it, you know how fast it goes bad. Air gets in, it oxidizes the wine, and it doesn't taste good. With the right wine saver, you can keep that wine for days or even weeks. I have had one of these for a long time, and it's now our overall favorite wine saver. It's called the VacuVin. Now, the VacuVin wine saver is easy to use. It pumps out the air in the bottle that messes with your wine, and it comes with 2 stoppers and costs about $14. You can buy extra stoppers separately. We tested it and it kept the wine in great condition for more than a week, which is enough time to finish a bottle of wine, come on. But if you're a wine connoisseur and you want to open a whole bunch of different fancy wines, you have another option, and it's called the Coravin. This protects by injecting argon, which is inert gas, which doesn't interact with the wine the way oxygen does, and that fills the headspace in the bottle so it stays really perfect. In our tests, both red and white wines stayed fresh for 2 weeks, and the white was still almost perfect after a month. Each of those argon capsules can do 4 bottles of wine. Comes to about $2.20 per bottle, but if you have a good wine collection and you're trying to keep it in great shape, this is a wonderful choice. And now for a product that did not live up to the hype, electric composters. Now these machines promise an easy solution to turning food scraps into compost, but in reality, they fall short. The Vitamix Food Cycler Eco 5 and frankly every electric composter we tested is at the bottom of our list for 2025. Now Vitamix is the name in professional blenders, so we're really excited to test this. And it's really sleek and it's nicely made, but it just doesn't do what a composter should do, which is simply to make compost. The biggest issue we found is that it doesn't produce real compost. It just dehydrates and grinds up the food into this dry, powdery substance. And more importantly, it kills all those nutrients that make compost actually good for the soil in your garden. It does compress your food waste, but for about $600, you're left with a crispy pile of nothing. Don't bother. Just get a real compost bucket. Save your food scraps, put them in your garden, and that will make it grow. Don't waste your money on this junk.
Oyster knives come in all kinds of styles. Boston, New Haven, Galveston, Providence, West Coast, French, Japanese, and more. Each suited for specific sizes of oysters from different regions. But let's be real, it's not practical to own a different knife for every type of oyster you might come across. Most people don't have an oyster knife at all, let alone a selection. But owning one can unlock the luxury of oysters at home for much cheaper. That's why the R. Murphy New Haven Shucker is our top pick. It's the best all-purpose option, capable of handling everything from tiny Olympia oysters from the Pacific Northwest to extra large Gulf oysters and everything in between. Its short blade gave us great control, and the upturned tip provided extra leverage for popping open even the toughest shells. The knife slid smoothly around the curve of the bottom shell, making the shucking process more seamless. Also, it's lightweight with a long, grippy, recycled plastic handle that was comfortable to hold during long stints of shucking. Oyster shucking can be intimidating, but this knife had us shucking like pros. If you're a coffee lover, a Burr grinder is a game changer. Unlike blade grinders, Burr grinders are able to repeatedly produce evenly ground coffee beans, ensuring consistency in your brewed coffee. This year, our top-rated model at the end of testing was the Baratza Encore ESP. This grinder offers 40 settings with 20 specifically designed for espresso grinds, which are finer. It has a tinted hopper to protect beans from light exposure, which protects their flavor, and clear markings and labels so we knew what we were doing. It also had a heavy base for keeping it stable on the countertop. Some of these kind of rattle around. The Baratza is also easy to clean, and replacement parts are readily available, which I had to experience myself. I have this model, I bought it used, and I broke it. I was using really oily dark roasted beans and it clogged it up, but the company was great about replacing it and it's still running to this day. If you're a real espresso head, you might want to upgrade to the Baratza Sette 270. Everything we said about the ESP is also true for this model too, except that it has 270 settings, so you can dial your brew in with the utmost precision. Wood is the traditional pizza oven fuel, but it doesn't make sense for the small portable ovens of today. You have to cut the wood into small pieces and feed it constantly, and even when you do so, it can be near impossible to keep a high temperature. But the real surprise for me was learning from pizza experts that pizza is in the oven for such a short period of time that wood isn't actually contributing any flavor. Gas, which gets ripping hot very quickly and stays that way with the push of a button, is a much better choice and is the fuel choice we recommend for small outdoor pizza ovens. With that in mind, a new all-gas model from Solo Stove caught our eye this year. This is the Solo Pi Prime. This is the first propane-only model from Solo Stove. Their original Pi can do wood fire or gas and is more expensive, so we were excited about this. Costs half as much and focuses on the fuel source that we love, gas. Win-win. It made beautiful pizzas that were spotty and charred on the outside and soft and chewy in the inside in just under 2 minutes. This model rivaled our top-rated winner, the Unicoda 12, and is a great alternative. It's bigger, so it's less portable, but that's really the only difference. They made great pizza and they were both easy to use. If you're not planning to move your oven around that much, you're not taking it to pizza parties at the park, size might not be an issue. For me, it wasn't. I love this thing. And now for some not-so-good news. Let's talk about wireless remote probe thermometers, which seem like a dream for anyone who loves grilling or smoking meats. Unfortunately, we found most of these devices are not there yet. This year, we tested several new models and saw a ton of Bluetooth connectivity issues. We couldn't be inside a house and connected to a grill outside, which is like, isn't that the point? The probes also tended to poke big, unsightly holes in the food, like our gorgeous steaks, no thank you. One splashy new offering, the combustion predictive thermometer, which I have right here. It was clearly brought to market too soon. There were tons of app and connectivity issues. It felt like it was in beta. We hope this model and Bluetooth technology in general will improve, and we look forward to testing more. But until then, we recommend a remote thermometer that still uses a good old-fashioned wire, like our winner, the ThermoWorks Smoke 2-channel alarm, or our upgrade pick, the Fireboard 2, which is pricey but durable and well designed. It has a slew of cool features you can nerd out on, and as long as the base is in a Wi-Fi zone, you're never gonna have to worry about losing connection. So the combustion predictive thermometer, a lot of good ideas, but it's not there yet.